Hello, everyone. This is Miss Danica, your guidance associate. Now, we are in the module 2 of our homeroom guidance. The title will be Studying My Way. Now, I would like to ask you if you are ready to study, if you are ready to learn, and if you are ready to discover about yourself more. Are you ready? Okay, very good. Now, let's start with the objectives. So at the end of this module, you are expected to state your motivation to study, to demonstrate independence in performing personal and other school related tasks, and lastly, analyze your study habits in connection to personal academic goals. Now, I would like to ask you, do you also have your own study habits? Do you also have your own way of studying things? If yes, there are different reasons why you study. Now, learners have different reasons to study. First of all, some want to make their parents proud. Like, for example, if you excel in class and you got high grades, your parents will be proud at you. And that's one of the reason why learners study. Another one, we would like our parents proud by attending in different activities where we excel. We are good at singing, we are good at dancing, we are good at declamation. And because of that, our parents are also proud. This is one of the reasons why we study. We are not only studying for the expense of having the educational aspect, but as well as to learn more about our own self and our talents. Do you agree? Okay, great. Now, another reason why we study is that some only want to do it for allowance or baon. Do you think that some of you only study for baon? If yes, can you give me a thumbs up? Of course, there are so many learners who want to study or who wants to go to school to have a baon. And that is one of the reason as well to become motivated to study because we want to have baon. We want to have allowance. Okay. Now another one, learners study for spending time with their friends. Do you have friends in the classroom? Yes. How about in the outside? Not only in the classroom, but as well as outside the school. Do you have friends also? That's good to know. Having friends also motivates you to study, to go to school because you can actually socialize and learn with them as well. Now, in order to study, we need to have motivation. And we need motivation in order to become a better learner and to study better. What is the importance of having motivation and study? Now, let's start. Number one, it will keep you on track in terms of what you need to accomplish. Now, when you are motivated to study, it will help you to really know what are the things that you need to do at the end of the day. So you will have the different subjects, you will write it down, write it in a piece of paper. Like, for example, you have an assignment in English, in math, in Filipino. It will help you to really keep on track on the things that you need to accomplish when you are motivated to do so. Am I right? So when you have motivation, it's really easy to really learn about the different subjects and to finish on time. Another one, why do we need to be motivated when we are studying? Because it promotes your willingness to learn and perform all activities that entail to achieve the lesson objectives. Now, when you are studying, it will help you to become more motivated when you are really willing to learn, when you want to participate and perform all activities. Like for example, your parents, your friends does not only push you to study, but it is within yourself. It is your willingness to learn because you are enjoying on what you learn. Do you enjoy learning as well? Yes or no? Of course, yes. We have to enjoy when we learn something new because it helps us to become more knowledgeable. And it also helps us to prepare in the real world, in the real settings. Now, in order to do that, we have to be motivated to study. Now, another one. What is one of the reason why we have to be motivated when studying? Because it helps us to focus and develop values of excellence, persistence, industriousness, resilience, and many more. Of course, when you are studying, when you are motivated to study, it helps you to really know the content of what you are studying. It helps you to excel. Do you want to excel as well? Do you want to get good grades? Of course, every one of you wants to get good grades to make your parents proud and to make yourself proud as well. Now, in order to get good grades, you have to stay focused. You have to stay focused and study really well. You have to be persistent and industrious. When we say industrious, you really need to work hard, to study hard. Do you study hard? Yes or no? Okay, that's good if you are saying yes. Now, when you are studying really hard, it helps you to really get good grades, especially when you are absorbing all the lessons. And of course, you need to have resilience. What is resilience? Resilience is when you know how to stay positive despite being failed at some point of your life. Like, for example, you got low grades in certain subject, but you will never give up. Instead, you will think of ways on how to adjust or cope with that subject in order to get high grade next time. Is that clear? Okay, great. Now, there are also reasons why we study. Studying is one of the main ways to become the best person you could be in the future. Right now, you are studying in order to become something that you want to be in the future. Who likes to become a doctor? How about a teacher? Okay, there are different jobs in the future. And now, while you are studying, you are also preparing for that future that you would like to have. Now, it is important to study, and your success depends largely on your present study habits. Again, I would like to ask you, what is or what are study habits? Now, study habits are the ways a learner plans and do his school task with or without instructions from adults. Effective study habits lead to high academic performance. When we say study habits, basically it is one way of how you study things or on how you plan in order to get the learnings in order to learn from the different subjects. Do you have your own way of studying things? Like, for example, writing down in a piece of paper or in your notebook in order to learn well? Or how about memorizing in order to absorb the ideas? That is one way of having a study habit. Another one, just by reading the book, can help you also to absorb all the things that you would like to learn. That is one way of studying. And you can also build a good study habit when you are sleeping early and then wake up early in order to study, to read the notes, to review, and participate in the lesson. That is one way of having an effective study habit. And having a good study habit can increase a good academic performance. Now, how can you develop a good study habit? I would like to help you with this one. You may start by simply spending more time reading, organizing your school materials, and scheduling your homework. So, when you are actually having a good time management, when you are reading your notes, reading your books, opening your diary, and then read all the assignments that you have wrote in your diary, it will help you to organize and schedule your homework to answer and to submit before the deadline. In that way, you can also create a good study habit. And also, when you are organizing your school materials, like for example, your books, your notebooks, and your assignments, when you are organizing all of this, it helps you to have a good study habit because it will help you to learn what subject to prioritize and the next subject to prioritize as well in answering the questions and in answering your assignments. It helps you to track on time on how many hours or minutes you will spend reading the first subject, the second subject, up until the last subject that you need to read. It helps you also to keep reading in advance. Now, this is one way to have a good study habit. Do you agree? If yes, can you give me a thumb sign? Okay, very good. Now, all of you may develop good study habits if you are following all of this. If you are reading, if you are good with scheduling your homework, do you also answer your homework every day when there is? Of course, you have to. Answering your homework, reading when you have time, and reviewing the discussion will help you to really have a good study habit. Another one, at lastly, we will have this anchored solution core value that you will learn from this lesson. Reason or reasonableness. It helps you students to think critically and analyze your study habits in connection to personal academic goals. Now, I hope that you have learned from our lesson, especially when having a good study habit. I hope that you will learn through reading, reviewing in advance, and having a proper time management. That's all for today, and have a great day. Goodbye.